Crystal clear oceans and pristine beaches. Mauritius and the Seychelles are stunning tourist destinations off the east coast of Africa, and they both rely heavily on visitors. Tourism accounts for 10% of the GDP of Mauritius, but government's going to have to look at several factors to boost numbers in 2013. Tourists stayed away last year due to the global economic crisis. But poor marketing, crime and insecurity all played a role too. For the Seychelles, tourism accounts for a quarter of the country's GDP. 30% of its labor force works in the sector. The country's economy grew last year, but it's expected to slow down due to a drop in tourist numbers from Europe. The IMF has urged government to tighten its fiscal policies in the year ahead. Let's move on to North Africa. And governments will be looking to end continued instability in 2013. Egypt has relied heavily on tourism to boost its economy, but a series of events last year has kept numbers down. In Port Said, dozens were killed in football violence. In Cairo and Alexandria, mass protests and clashes kept tourists away. Even the tourist Mecca of Sharm el-Sheikh was affected when an attack kick-started a military operation in the Sinai region. For the year ahead, the new government has ambitious plans to boost tourism figures by 23% in 2013. East Africa was the success story when it comes to tourism in 2012. It's looking to relax border control and institute one visa for the region. That should encourage more tourists to visit. Kenya did especially well in 2012. The country responded quickly to the Eurozone crisis, changing its marketing focus to Africa. Ugandan and South African tourist numbers are up. And with stunning attractions like the annual migration, they're expected to rise even more in 2013. Kenya's tourism board will also be focusing on the Asian and Middle Eastern markets this year, but it wasn't all fair weather for the country. Several incidents in Nairobi and Mombasa resulted in a dip in tourism. Now that neighboring Somalia is slowly returning to stability though, Kenya hopes more tourists will come. Its focus is on diversifying the sector to include more heritage and sports tourism. But its main hurdle at the moment is the upcoming elections. Last time the country went to the polls, over 1,000 people died in post-election violence.